Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I was trying on Safari, but it just didn't connect. And so I hopped onto Chrome. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this live Just Breathe session, which is now happening every second Sunday of each month. And I'm very, very honored by your presence and by this moment where we can share each other's awareness, because basically we're tapping into each other's expanded wisdom. So let's kick off with the first thing eventually, which would be today's St. Valentine's Day. And on purpose, I'm really not going to focus on the theme of love, because there's so much about it to say, and every other day is as relevant within that theme. But I do have a book, actually, many of you have already read it, called Be Love Beyond Illusion, in Portuguese as well. So in here, everything that I could possibly share about love is here. So as I shared last time, usually I start tapping into what is going to be the theme for this Just Breathe Live. Well, first things first, what if your very own presence is a permanent gift? And I'm not saying a gift for others, I'm saying a gift for yourself. What if you consider yourself so absolutely special that just the fact that you are here with you in this moment is the most precious gift you can possibly have? And of course, receive, and obviously give, because there's not both things, there's only one. So the beginning of today's Just Breathe is really inviting each one of us to be a precious gift. Each one of us to realize that our presence is a gift to ourselves. Now, whenever we are jumping out there in our mind, in our attempts to figure things out, in our attempts to try and be better, in our attempts to get distracted with other people, places, and situations, which we can be giving our attention to other people, places, and situations, but it's very different to do so from this gift of our own presence or from going out towards. So basically, once we really choose to surrender, as I share in this Just Breathe series, to surrender to our essence, to surrender to our heart, to surrender to staying, gradually we realize, wow, it's so good. And then comes that very sticky underlying belief system, which is part of humanity as a whole, which is, this is too good to be true, and I don't deserve this. And so then we sort of get ourselves distracted with all sorts of other things instead of just staying in this preciousness, in this presence, this one that we are. How can we be so precious and not receive that and not realize that and not embrace that, not recognize that? Well, it's part of the games of illusion. But when we flip everything upside down, really there is nothing more precious and valuable than this presence that we are. So, before going on to 2 or 3 more themes I'd like to touch on today, I'd like to invite everyone to just breathe this. Can we breathe the preciousness of our presence in this moment? Can we be the most special gift to ourselves right now? So I invite you to eventually close your eyes and take a deep breath through your nose. A deep breath of surrender to this very special now moment. And as you breathe deeply through your nose, deep down into your belly, your belly expanding and receding with each breath. I invite you to really come here into you. Really acknowledge your radiance. Really acknowledge your beauty. Allow it to be so perceptible, so tangible in this breath that it really fills your heart, bursting the constraints of unworthiness, lack, all of the illusions that eventually sometimes make you not realize what a gift you are to yourself, first and foremost. Feel this. Now, if you are a gift, if your presence is gifted, how can you not be a gift to others? There is not one thing and the other. You're only one. Within you, you are a divine human, a gift, the most precious gift. If you'd like to open your eyes now, my second invitation for today is, what if you can let go of having to be someone? In other words, of having to identify with a certain way of being, having to identify with a certain person that you perceive yourself to be. Well, since it's Sunday, usually not a work day in most countries, seems to be like a really great day to not have to be anyone. So, if you'd like to accept this invitation of not having to be identified with any specific self of you, you can maybe realize that eventually, on one hand, the mind might be a little bit confused, but on the other hand, it might feel quite liberating today to not have to be anyone, to not have to define yourself as being this or that, as being someone who likes this or that, as being someone who does this or that. What if today you could just be this presence that is not identified with any specific trait of self, and feel at ease, feel comfortable with not having to be anyone today. Just enjoying what you feel, what you perceive in your presence, in that gift that you are, beyond the need to eventually understand it, explain it, grasp it. Just leave it free. Just like you're leaving yourself free today. to not have to be anyone. Once again, I invite you, if you'd like, to close your eyes and take a deep breath with this. Inviting all the parts of you that need to be someone to just relax today, to feel safe with you, to come closer to you, to be breathed. Allow the breath to hold you ever so gently, ever so warmly. And if eventually you feel the need to go out and perceive anyone else other than you, just come back. Come back to your breath. Be here. You are your most precious gift, remember? So within these, if you'd like to open your eyes again, if you had them closed, within these two special invitations today, I'd like to expand a bit on the notion of channeling and as well self-hypnosis and mass hypnosis, and then a few more things. So first thing, I've heard it said many times, oh, now I'm learning how to channel my soul, channel my essence. And I'd like to challenge that idea, because the only thing you're doing is listening to your expanded wisdom. It's just a fact that you are that wise. It's just your non-identified wisdom, your non-identified self, the grandest, purest version, the one that you truly are, that you are tapping into, that you are allowing yourself to perceive and to communicate with and through. When you start saying, eventually, when a person says, oh, I'm channeling my soul, that in itself implies that your soul is not you. Well, it's something else that you need to channel. My third invitation today is just communicate your precious self. And even when channeling other entities, like for instance, I could say now, I am channeling different masters, and I am, but everything comes in through my own I am. Because expanded wisdom is not limited or sectioned. We access the whole expanse of it. So what comes through our own I am presence is common knowledge, so to speak, in higher consciousness terms. It belongs to the pool of wisdom that we all are in the sphere, in the limitless sphere of isness. So, what if it's the same thing? This wisdom is as yours from your own essence, as it is Kuan Yin's or Saint Germain's or Lady Nada's or Kutumi's or Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel or whatever other entity, other master, other being of expanded wisdom may be coming through into your consciousness. This body that we live in is a human channel for the divine, always. Of course, it may be completely shut off from that, in which case the experience is just that of being a human with limited capacities, limited perception. Or when that barrier starts fading, a human that is, in fact, a divine being having a human experience. Actually, your whole body is a divining rod. It's a scepter. Your spinal column is a magical scepter for manifestation of whatever you choose to perceive yourself as. Okay, I'm just a small human self. Let me experience that. That's what you will experience, and very grandly so. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not just a small human self. I am a human with a divine essence. Oh, now what does that bring into my reality, into my experience? And then on and on and on in different evolutionary hiccups as we expand, remove the barriers, expand, remove the barriers. After all, you are your greatest gift. So just simply allow the communication, the wisdom that comes through your heart, which is the brain of your essence, to be then understood through your brain, your human brain, so that you can perceive glimpses of more. Each one of us perceives glimpses. The infinitude of all that is virtually impossible to be known within the human framework. So whenever we perceive these glimpses, which are sometimes called channeling, and we share them, that touches glimpses in everyone else, creating ripple effects of consciousness expanding. You see the divining rod that you are, the scepter. Boom! Each time you share a glimpse of expanded wisdom, you create ripples of consciousness, and each one creates more ripples of consciousness, and so on. So, never be afraid to share your wisdom. It's your wisdom, it's our wisdom. It expands beyond anything we can really comprehend. It makes energy move in completely new ways. Speaking of which, someone had sent me a request to perceive the new, to perceive the new, to be in the new. And honestly, when you acknowledge yourself as being the greatest gift that you really are, you are new. Moment to moment, when you allow these identifications with being this or that way, with having to identify yourself as a certain person that behaves in a certain way, etc. That is new. That is where the discovery becomes an unfolding theme for your life. Constant discovery. But, and so I'd like to bring in the next theme, be aware that that discovery, when it is perceived from the standpoint of your presence, is not euphoric. It's not a fantasy land. It's very easy in our awakening and awakened state to create a sort of a fantasy land where everything seems pink, gold, and blue. And it's okay. All experiences are valid. Now, what if we remain fully grounded here on Earth, very aware of what's going on around us, without getting entangled in any of what's going on around us, nevertheless aware, and available. What do I mean by that? So when it's really sunny today, fortunately, but I have to be careful here. So now I'm going to talk about light and dark. So it's actually quite appropriate, isn't it? Um, well, when we perceive the beauty, the radiance of our essence, it's easy to get caught up in a sort of an airy fairy fantasy land because it's, wow, so beautiful. The thing is that that is when we have the greatest chance and opportunity to become so still, so serenely here, that any part of us that was hiding in the dark recesses of our unacceptance, unacceptable, rejected self, any of those parts feel safe enough if we are able to just be still, compassionately still. Those parts will feel safe enough to come out of hiding because the noise of the judgments is not going on and on anymore. And so we can look at whatever part of us is coming forth, no longer with disdain, no longer with disbelief or shock, no longer with fear, panic, even sometimes, terror sometimes. We can look at these parts from this absolute stillness that is the gift of our presence, the unidentified self. We can see beyond the illusions of judgment and finally say, come now, come. It's okay for you to come back home. No part of you, no matter how monsterly it might seem, when it sort of peeks out, no part of you is more powerful, wiser, more capable than you. Because it's born from you. It's you, no matter what it seems to be. So let's stay in the stillness. Let's just breathe that a little while. Just being here. Breathing deeply through your nose. Deep down into your belly. Allowing yourself to be in stillness. Such a stillness that whatever needs to die can die peacefully. be it physical matter in your body, be it aspects of personality, be it belief systems, whatever. May you rest in peace inside of you. In each breath. So, as I said before, I'd also like to touch on self-hypnosis, as in the fake it until you make it kind of concept. So, for instance, telling ourselves something that we want to believe in so much that sooner or later it becomes our truth. And so I'd like to question that here as well today. Because truth, deep, profound truth, is not a mind game. Of course, yes, we can, for instance, repeat a sentence like, I love myself, 1,000 times, until then it becomes sort of a recording. And then we can go around saying, oh, I love myself. Oh, everything is so nice. Oh, life is so wonderful, like recordings. The thing is, it only works so far until it doesn't work. This kind of self-hypnosis might work temporarily, just like antidepressant pills work for just a few weeks, just for you to find your balance, for instance. But then, what about the parts of you that don't believe that? Because we cannot convince the personality aspect of a different truth than the one it believes in. This is the fundamental key here. It is not possible to convince a personality aspect that was created within a certain framework, within a certain event, within a certain belief system, to believe something else. The only way to change that is to be so silently available beyond judgment, and creating these alternate beliefs is judgment in itself. Is saying, okay, I'm wonderful, I'm nice, everything's beautiful, etc., meaning that everything else is not acceptable. Well, the only way for an aspect of personality that was created in a certain framework to believe something else is for it to come back home and die, so to speak. It's for it to be integrated. It's for that aspect that has those beliefs to realize that you don't need it anymore because you are so sovereign that you are now even ready to take it in and to allow it to go, to dissolve, to merge. So going around saying things like, oh, everything is in the hands of God. Everything is taken care of. Life is so beautiful. But then that's not what's really happening in your life. It's just a bunch of lies. And I guarantee you, especially the darkest aspects, the ones that are hidden more wisely even from your view, because they are the ones that were created with the most pain and hurt, they despise that kind of stuff. They hate it when you lie to yourself. So why would one need to create these mantras, these affirmations, in order to sort of override other affirmations that are going on in the mind through our aspects? Why would one need to do that if our infinite wise presence is a gift in itself? Just be that. And everything will gradually fall into place from within the storm of transformation. So, for the last time, I invite everyone to, if you'd like, to close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose. And just be here. In your precious presence, in your breath. Still unidentified, compassionately available for the greatest love of all. The one within you. I invite you to open your eyes and from this space of presence, of peace, is there anything you would like me to expand on at the moment or next time? And if you have anything to share or to say, well, please share on the chat box, and I will talk about that. And just remain in the breath, in the precious presence of you. So while you're waking up, I'm just going to share with you a beautiful gift that I got this last week. I will share more on this. I will make a video just for this, but my book, which I wrote in 2010 and was first published in 2012, has just been redesigned by the professional school here in Tomar, where I live. And it is just so beautiful. I am so happy for this gift that I received this week. This was redesigned by 16 and 17-year-olds with, of course, the help of their teacher. And the book is called Soul Songs, The Melody Within. And in it, I share my journey of inviting my soul into my life and listening to my soul's invitations each and every day. But I'll make a video about the book, but I just wanted to share it. I haven't shared it with anyone out there yet. So just wanted to share how beautiful it is. I'm so proud of this work that these beautiful youngsters have done. And it also have a set of cards. Isn't that beautiful? Yay! So, okay. So I'll just take a card here for all of us. Okay. One of my own cards. Okay. So, Soul Song 24. It says, if you knew you are an angel, would you shine so bright, your shimmering light? Or would you wither and die, forgetting it is all a lie? So this is for us today here. Oh, yeah. It's the other way around, isn't it? Anyway, Soul Song 24. Yes, it will be available, Helen. And I'm putting it up on Amazon in its ebook version, and also I'll have it in paper. Just doing the revisions now, but it's been such a beautiful gift to receive this week. And the way this book came to be is a whole gift in itself, but I'm not going to go into that now today. Just wanted to share with you this joy, this beauty. And the card, isn't that, the message is really beautiful, isn't it? Well, yes, it is, Juan Pablo. It's really, I'm just, whoa. If you had seen the previous version, which I did on Word, so you can imagine how sort of not so good it was. And now this, it's just something else. Oh, yes. My dear friend Joanna says it's her favorite book written by me, the one that she loves the most. And it was my first, really, my first book, the first book I wrote entirely. Um, I'm very, very grateful for today's session, for the flow, for I felt all of you so tangibly present. It even brings tears to my eyes. For the beauty. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being the precious gift that you are. See you next time in a month's time. Don't forget, on the 28th of February, we do have the Be Beyond Illusion workshop, which is only for 4 people. If anyone wants to register, just let me know. And the link is also on the information from the video. See you, feel you, love you, and have a beautiful rest of St. Valentine's Day. May love be the rule every single day. Thank you. So let me look at the comments here. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for your love. Thank you. So I'm just going to end the stream here.